we'll be able to make ourselves a platform and ride all the way down. But first, nothing to do with you. Nothing. Let's claw shot that thing down and take a little ride. Although I do forget if there are any archers waiting for us. I think the path forward is pretty clear, so we don't have to worry about it. Just takes us right over there. And for the first and only time in the game, we have a bird statue that we can descend to from the sky directly at any time, straight into a dungeon. We have another path available over here, but we can't go through it. So that's a bit upsetting. And if we go forward up behind that bird statue, we'll find ourselves the boss door, which we can't go through. And there's nothing to either side. The only thing that we're left with is this stone slab. Choose the path you believe in and move forward bravely. Now this is where the line that the old Magma gave us comes in handy. There are two statues to either side, staring at each other. One is wide awake, one is fast asleep. And you remember he mentioned jump towards the sleeping statue. And the path forward will reveal itself. We can't run up it either, it just slides us right down. So it's a nifty little effect. There's another goddess wall in there I don't think we want. We have all the stuff we need. Except for the boss key, but details. Oh boy, more dudes! Okay, so that's one down. I couldn't even see you when you attacked me. I just want the lizard tail. So he'll shoot out purple stuff. And that purple stuff prevents you from using any items against him. And I swear I put up my shield. Okay, so my shield took a decent chunk of damage there. But this will actually give you a chance to see just how quickly the goddess shield regenerates health. You remember all the other shields, when they sustained damage, we weren't able to heal that damage off ourselves without a shield potion, or whatever it was called. And here, all the damage, even though it was done to like half the shield, it's almost completely healed itself on its own, which is super, super nice. Now the problem running up this place is you're going to have those keys following you along as well. And you're going to need the claw shots in order to be able to progress. So those guys can be annoying to deal with. But I don't believe we need to use the claw shots again. Can we go up that way? What is over there? Is there anything over there? Have I been over there before? I don't think I've been over here before. I wonder what's over here. Another treasure. Huh. I never noticed this before. Not that we need it, but... cool. I don't think there's anything else here, though. So we'll just make our way back. I hope we can go straight to that. We can, good. So we'll just continue our way up the tower. Hopefully we'll find a boss key there or something. That'd be super helpful. And I want to make sure I have enough stamina for that jump. So you have more keys here, rather not bother with. And one last room that contains the boss key. Oh, went through that too fast. I keep forgetting it doesn't scroll. Bring light to each statue with the number of wings it possesses from least to most. So we're going to want to light all of these statues up. And this is where it becomes really helpful to see above you. As in here, the first one that you're drawn to is this button. And it lights up the one that doesn't have any wings on it. So the next one you're going to want to light up only has one wing on it. And now you can see the second one is up and to the right over there. But we can't do anything with it yet because there's a rock in the way. And the problem is, if we try to reach it, this button is the next one. But the one for this one has 3 wings. We don't want to touch it yet, because we want to light them in order. So we blow up that rock. That'll give us access to number 2. Then we can back up to number 3. And head all the way over to number 4. And that'll open up the boss key. However, it's not the only thing it'll open up. So, who remembers Moldorm from A Link to the Past? Different name, same mechanic. The idea is you want to get him to slow down or stop on a corner so you can reach his tail. And you can do that by running him into a wall, or by just chasing around behind him. The easy thing to do is to lure him into running into a wall. So for instance, if he sees you, he'll go straight towards you, and if you have enough stamina left, you can charge straight for his tail. The problem is, I usually don't because I'm using stamina all the time, so I'll be chasing him a little bit too much. But if he sees you over here, he'll charge straight into the wall, and if you hurry, you can break his tail and make our way back out of the tunnel. So Moldorm's an interesting fight. Certainly not as difficult as the original incarnation of Moldorm. But I think it's unique to have an enemy in the burrowing tunnels that you need to deal with. Not the most fun to fight, but that's certainly unique. And in here we have mysterious crystals. This is going to be a really difficult one to figure out when we have to put it in, isn't it? So that's pretty much all the Fire Sanctuary has for us. Because through this door is the entrance to that big temple-like area. So we have hearts here, I'm sure we have more hearts on the other side. And really all that's left for us is the boss. So we might as well just make our way in there. Now here, you might have seen as it was spinning around that the thing looked like a key, sort of. And if you notice that, then it should be pretty obvious how you need to orient this. And you can see it has the pentagonal structure with the little castle-like towers at any end of the shape, just like the one in the Earth Temple. It's been a while. Oh, hello there, Giant. I see you're still among the living. Fancy meeting you here. We seem to bump into each other time and time again. Oh, it's no coincidence, though, is it? You and I, we're bound by a thread of fate. Look at these old drawings! Until I found these, I was upset about that little stunt the goddess's guard dog pulled at the Gate of Time. What was that twig's name again? Impa? Well, never mind that, because these drawings suggest the existence of a second Gate of Time. This news has just filled my heart with rainbows! I've been a busy boy, searching here and there and everywhere for another Gate of Time. And yet, I couldn't even find a single clue. Since I know I can be honest with you, I'll admit, I got a little sulky. It was frowns all around. The thought of never getting my hands on that darling young girl again was, well, it was more than I could bear. But then I found this place. The prospect of a second Gate of Time has made me positively giggly. That girl, your adorable friend, she will be instrumental in bringing about the revival of my master. And though I feared she was now quite beyond my reach, I despair no longer. But before we talk any further on that subject, there's still the outstanding matter of your punishment, Giant. Do you remember when I told you that the next time we met, I'd make your ears bleed from the sound of your own screams? Well, I've been thinking. Perhaps corporal punishment is a touch harsh. I might be willing to forgive and forget if you'll strike a deal. All I ask is that you tell me where I can find the other Gate of Time. That's not too much to ask, is it? Oh, and don't you play coy with me. I know that you know, so why not let me in on the fun? Such behavior. A mischievous little boy like you needs to be dealt with firmly. I must warn you, I won't go easy on you this time. Lovely, aren't they? You'll find the supple skin of my arms tougher than any armor. Doesn't their shape just leave you breathless? Behold! Such beauty! Such a pure form! Such an exquisite physique! Such stunning features! Yes, I've pretty much got it all. Though there is one teensy tiny thing I lack. Namely, mercy. Come to me, Giant. You and I, we're bound by that thread of fate, destined to fight. So come close, Giant. Meet me in battle, and the thread of fate that binds us will be soaked crimson with your blood. And we have ourselves a rematch with Ghirahim. Similar to the last fight, you want to lure his hand in the opposite direction that you intend to strike him with. Otherwise, he's going to grab hold of your sword. Except this time, he's going to have those little diamond things protecting him from certain directions, and he'll launch them at you after he protects himself from the attack. If you don't shake free quick enough, which I am shaking hard as I can, and he's still not letting me break free. But occasionally he'll just teleport around to mess with you. I forget exactly how you want to do this, because he's really not letting me get free even though I'm shaking wildly. Are you kidding me? Okay. I don't know how hard you want me to shake, but that's fine. It's a little ridiculous sometimes where you do exactly what you think you're thinking of doing, and it still doesn't behave the way you want it to. That's really the most annoying thing I've found about this game entirely, and up until this point it's been tolerable, I guess. But only to a certain point, and after you get a decent number of hits on him, he'll have 4 of these things chase after you. You can deflect them away. I found spin attacks are probably the easiest way to go. But the biggest problem with this fight, just like in the first part, is it's very easy to accidentally swing your sword when you don't intend to. A lot of times you'll just want to maneuver the sword to one side so that he doesn't protect that side. but if you move it too quickly, it'll be registered as a sword attack. So you can deflect those away with a proper spin attack. I was preparing for another battle. So whenever he summons these, you can either jump out of the way of them or deflect them. I prefer to jump out of the way, unless they're all lined up in a line like that, because I'm not as good with the diamond attacks. When he jumps up, he'll appear right behind you with a jump attack, and it's a nice way to get a decent chunk of damage on him. So you can do a vertical spin attack to bring those back, but if you attack his sword, he will strike back with a counter attack of his own. So whenever you see him doing that, you can just back off and then prep yourself for a counter attack. But again, deflecting those, I think those do a little bit of damage, but I don't know exactly how much. I've never actually killed him with one. It's always nice when he does that jump attack though, because it's really easy to get a counter attack on him. The thing about this particular arena, unlike the first one we fought him in, you may have noticed the lack of... what were they called? Pots? Bottles? I almost called them bottles. You won't be able to heal yourself in this fight unless you brought in a potion of your own. But since we have plenty of health now... Oh, those do enough damage. Awesome. Never killed him with that. Enough of this foolishness. I am Ghirahim, Demon Lord. It shouldn't matter how powerful your sword is. You are still nothing. Not just a human child, and yet you prevail. You filthy scamp, you have awakened a wrath that will burn for eons. I swear to you, whatever it takes, I will drag you into an eternity of torment. So it's another one of those interesting boss fights that if you know what you're doing, you can make look easy, but if you're incompetent like me, it can be a challenge. It's still fun, though. And that brings us up to 19 hearts. Only one left. And this will bring us to the last of the 3 flames. Deep in the depths of the fire sanctuary at the summit of the Elden Volcano. See the Mark of Din. This room looks just like the one in the Ancient Cistern, though. So there's not really much else here. But Ghirahim knows about the other Gate of Time. I guess we just have to beat him there. And hopefully this 3rd flame will give us the strength to activate it. Go for it, Vi. That look familiar? We finally reforged the Master Sword, Blade of Evil's Bane. Every time. And now power appears on our hand too. All 3. What does that mean? Indeed, this entire quest has been forging the Sword of Legend. Appearances in just about every Zelda game to date. Now we know how it came about. It's time to make our way back to the sealed temple. Maybe we'll be able to see Zelda again.